got in the Ferrari, who has 86. Then we have Garrett Elder, the and combined YouTuber, are tied on points for the top 5. Take a look at him. Who's your driver to watch gonna be today? Buzzgod driver to watch. Interesting. We got a reason for that? Greatest. Buzzgod's the greatest. I'm really thinking. I mean, when I think of driver to watch, I think of not necessarily someone who's going to win or dominate, but I think of someone who's gonna be a surprise, and I think it's gonna be Johannes Ludwig. He's been in a bit of a he's missed a couple races. Actually, how many races has he missed? He's missed the last 3 races. And in Bahrain, he finished very low in the finishing order. So I think Johannes is going to be up there.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like I used to have faith in Johannes, but I just don't know. Eruption 108.1. I think pole in Division 3 was 107.7, 765, I think. I'm pretty sure. So not too far off that, and that was the first lap of qualifying.
Speaking of,
go on.
Sorry. Oh, never mind. I was about to say, speaking of Johannes Ludwig, we have Toto Rebus, but he's actually just left. So.
Oh well, that means we have everything sorted out. So because, you know, I didn't get, and we're gonna be here for a while in this qualifying session, and you didn't get to hear my electric intro. I feel like I gotta introduce you once again, fellas. If you don't know who you are watching, who are you listening to right now? It is the back-to-back champion, Mr. 2 times, Frozone, Papites, Peter Giordano, the Ferrari team principal. I mean, you know, it's hard to be an F1 driver number 1. It's hard to be an F1 star number 2, but to breathe that kind of air, you have to be an absolute legend, and Peter is that absolute legend. So I just want to say it's an absolute honor to be here with you, Peter. An absolute honor.
Thank you. I do my best just for you. Feeding my ego just a little bit too much, some would say.
All right, so the question I have, you know, as for our team principal, I'm hoping you can provide a lot of insight into this. Why is Combined YouTuber on the intermediate tires right now?
That is because, it's raining.
It might be in his head.
He's seeing what the grip would be like. He's actually he's so fast that he can make it through Q1 on the intermediates.
Yeah, this is. We're gonna see what he does, but
there you go, P5. Like, if he can stick it in P5 on the intermediates, just imagine what he'll do on the softs.
Yeah,
he's sandbagging basically.
That just doesn't make any sense. Sid is coming to start Sector 3 here in a couple seconds. He's, you know, set a pretty bad banker time. Just, I guess, had a little bit of a moment. So we're gonna pray and hope that he gets past Combined YouTuber in P6. Because if he doesn't, he is in for a rough race this weekend.
So I did a practice race the other day with Sid, and he was doing very good. There he goes up into P4. So Sid actually could be another guy to watch. Yeah, his results haven't been, his normal self. Um, and I think this will be his day to bounce back.
I'm hoping so. Like, I do really, really like Sid, and I think he's shown a lot of improvement um, throughout the season as well, committing to the no assist. Um, and so he's only going to get better, and so it's safe to assume he's just going to improve week to week, and maybe this is the week he jumps out and gets maybe a top 5, top 3 finish. Hopefully a podium. At Mercedes you're kind of expecting that, but
Right, as retirement of Ben. Not sure what happened, but it has. But yeah, Sid's definitely going to be expected to be improving. Which, I mean, looking at the race results, he has been. So hopefully he can carry that momentum into today and make Toto Rebus proud.
and it's another man that we're trying to make proud today. Or I guess he's no longer here. Flosi replaced by Beamer. Beamer's driving tonight. So is Seb, who was the Division 3 commentator, and he did a great job. I want to preface it by saying that, but I got to say this. You got to watch that Division X. Like if you thought the Division 3 race was good, you thought the Division 1 race last week was good, da 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 da. You got to watch Division X. We got some of the most exciting racing going on in ZRL is happening in Division X, and we have a phenomenal commentator there as well. And it doesn't get enough love. We're getting, about 20 viewers, give or take here, and we're only getting like 10 there. I'm just saying we got to start watching more Division X. It's exciting, and I just got to say that because I don't know why I just went on that tangent, but Seb reminded me of it. And so we're going to see, what he does throughout the rest of this lap um, while we think of Division X next week in Belgium.
I actually just watched Joe Guerin spin, starting his hot lap. Unfortunately, going into turn 1, so bit of a stinker for Joel at the moment.
And Joel didn't have a great last race. Go on.
Yeah, Joel's actually another guy who's committed to no assist recently. So you have a lot more guys committing to that. Ian has also joined the no assist gang. So, yeah.
Will you be joining them shortly as Seb goes P7?
Really good lap from Seb, but I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to put in the time to learn the racing line for every track.
I don't know. I feel like, it's not as tedious as like people make it out to be, especially like if you're learning them week by week, like you have a week to practice, and maybe you'll sandbag one season or whatever, but by the next season you'll have them for the most part ironed out.
Maybe. Just don't wanna kill my constructor standings. Maybe maybe before next season I'll give it a go. We have that couple week break in between seasons. Maybe I'll try it out.
Am I hearing that the 2-time champion Mr. Back-to-Back is afraid of a little challenge? Is that what's going on right now?
No, never. I'm afraid of dropping points. I turned off ABS going into this season, so I guess it'd only be natural if I turned off Lime going into the next. So we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. And someone that I should have said we mentioned to watch is Eruption. I feel like coming into this season, we all knew Eruption was cracked out of his mind, but he hasn't necessarily. I'll be honest. I'll be straight up with everyone. I didn't watch last week's race. I'm sorry. All right, that's out of the way. So we're gonna ignore last week's race. I don't know the outcome. But before that, Eruption hadn't shown, the sort of pace. And he's shown pace, but he hadn't shown, the consistency, as Damien puts it on provisional, or I guess not provisional poll if it's Q1, but Eruption hasn't shown the consistency to be in a top team just yet, and I'm hoping this week, especially with a new teammate who, I might add, is famous apparently. He was in a Team at Marduk video. He was in I,
Is
I,
he?
it was like a
The
clip,
name
but
did sound familiar as combined on the soft tire now goes P5. But yeah, that name sound familiar. When I heard Dougie Falcons to Red Bull, I was like, where have I seen that before?
well,
Interesting.
and that's where you've seen him. But now you're watching him on ZRL Zoom Racing League Division 2 Saturday nights. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're a Dougie Falcons fan. If you're not, still hit the like and subscribe button, obviously.
I agree. Speaking on Eruption further, yeah, it is. Like I've raced against Eruption before, and he's very quick. He's a very good driver. Again, another guy who's committed to no assists. Not sure if that's hampered him possibly a little bit. I'm sure it could possibly mess you up in race conditions, especially when you're racing and need to find a breaking point fighting with another driver. But I think we all know what Eruption is capable of doing, and maybe he's just had a bit of an unlucky spell.
In, I mean, for Duncan's sake, for his sake, for Dougie Falcon's sake, well, I guess not necessarily yet. I guess they're all hoping it is just an unlucky spell, and Brazil is a track he can turn it around at. So I'm not much of a F1 aficionado. I just started watching in 2018. I don't know too much of the history, But is there any has Brazil been a race where anyone has kind of turned it on. Um, had maybe a string of bad races before, and then turned it on at Brazil, and then carried it out through the end of the season. Or well, I guess Lewis kind of did that last year, but
Yeah, well, it wasn't necessarily a bad race. I mean, there's people who's I don't know about who's had bad races before at Brazil, but I mean, there's a lot of recovery drives that I can think of in Brazil. Sebastian Vettel 2012 with that damaged car to win the championship. Carlos Sainz in 2019 had an amazing recovery drive. Ayrton Senna, I believe it was in Brazil when he was stuck in sixth gear. I might be wrong. It might have been a different drive. But there have been some amazing drives here, so maybe we'll see another one today.
yeah, I'm thinking we will. We always, I mean, we've done Brazil so many times, we've done Coda so many times, but and every time it's exciting and it's still somehow new. Um, and I'm assuming it's going to be the exact same this race as well. And I'm thinking Cal in the AlphaTauri. It just that color, that like what is that gray navy blue? It's just beautiful. The car is beautiful. But
Yeah.
Cal in the AlphaTauri, he didn't have the race he wanted in Division 3. He wanted the win. He spun out lap 1, climbed all the way back up to P2. And I don't really want to talk about what happened next, but I think he's also one to watch. I think he's coming into D2 looking for revenge, for vengeance. And I think I truly believe he's gonna succeed in that venture. So Cal, one to watch. Dougie Falcons, the new guy, one to watch.
Good calls. Good calls. I mean, we know Dougie's fast, but I'm interested to see how he races. Um, I'm guessing. I mean, since he has a reputation, I'm sure he races just fine and possibly brilliantly. But yeah, really excited to see some new guys in ZRL, especially ones who've already established a name for themselves. Just shows how much we're growing as a league.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you get guys that are just faster than you can imagine as well, like Mr. Cody Lawrence, who will not be participating in this quali session, who joined. He's going to be driving for the Williams. It's a little bit controversial, I think, but we're not gonna talk about those kind of things here on live air,
Yeah,
I guess.
we'll let the team principals bicker again about themselves after Cody's most likely spectacular performance tonight.
But he's got to be careful. He is starting, and just in front of Joel Guron. Joel Guron, known for his absolute insane launch of starts.
Yeah.
It's like he's just firing off into outer space. He just absolutely flies at the start. And so he's starting in P17, but I can assure you, by the end of turn 1, he's going to be in the top 15. No doubt about that. So Cody Lawrence, you got to watch out for that guy. Mr. Sandunga yet to set a time on his, what is going to be his first and only lap, trying to squeak into the top 15, or he will be out in Q1.
See what Mr. Sandunga can do as he's coming up on the end of sector 2. See if he's up on his time or not. I mean, well, actually, he can't be up on his time. He hasn't set one yet.
So he is on his time. We're going to see what he does. Hits the DRS.
Guessing 109 flat. Oh, wow, I was right.
That's actually nuts.
I'm just like that.
And he just, that is crazy.
Yeah, Mr. Ndunga, P13 with the 109 flat. Not sure if that's going to be good enough to make it into the second part of qualifying. We have, it depends on if Joe Guron can finally scrap a lap together, and also if Seb and Beamer and Johannes can make improvements.
I'm assuming Johannes will improve. Beamer just improved, but not enough. Seb crosses the line and they're starting their another lap. But we're going to be on board with Johannes.
Just spawned and decided to retire from the Q1 session. So that's him out. He won't be setting another lap time.
Johannes starts. Oh, and he finishes. So Johannes, 14th place. Interesting.
That's going to be it for him. Maybe he just wasn't up on his time. Possibly an invalidation. Joel Guron's actually out. So he isn't going to be moving on to Q2. So I actually believe that Johannes will be safe.
Yeah.
Unless both Beamer, who I believe just actually finished his lap. Yeah, Beamer's can improve. So Johannes is safe. Sandunga is safe. Now it's just between the houses. Which one of them will go through to Q2? Will it be Beamer or will it be Seb, who is possibly improving after Beamer gives him a slipstream?
Oh, wow.
Seb does improve.
By quite a bit.
Yeah. Solid lap from Seb. We've seen Seb reserve in D4, I believe twice, maybe more, and I think he's also reserved in D3 before. And he showed some serious pace, so to make it through to Q2 against these Division 2 guys is really impressive.
Yeah, beating out pretty fast drivers in Johannes and Beamer. I mean,
yeah.
And so you said Johannes is one to watch. Are we expecting a Johannes to Lewis Hamilton, that one Singapore race kind of thing where he really struggled in Q1, but you're saying by Q3 he's gonna just put the car on rails?
Yeah, 2018. Yeah. I think Johannes right now is carrying about 100 kilograms of ballast. So once he decides to take those off, I'm sure he'll go quite a bit faster.
Well, there is.
But Beamer NG in 16th. I mean, he's never been good at qualifying. He's never been a strong suit. He'll be the first person to admit that. I'm interested to see what he'll be able to do in the race.
Yeah, it's like I feel like Beamer's like just a perennial alternate strategy guy. Just always, and he always seems to do pretty well. Occasionally he'll have a slip up in the race, but like he's always on the alternate strategy, and it seems to work out for him. He gains quite a few positions from it, and if he could get his quali situated, I think he'd be in pretty good business. But as it stands, he's just not good at quali. We're gonna see who is good at quali as we move from 20 to 15 drivers, and then soon we'll be moving down to just 10. Who will those 10 drivers be? You look at these 15, I think basically everyone is capable of making it into the top 10. And so I think it's going to be a dogfight to see who actually does.
Maybe not Garrett Elder. Sorry, Garrett.
ah.
It's not even true.
Yeah.
Just ripping on you.
Yeah, dude, this Williams lineup is pretty nuts,
Strong.
to be
Yeah,
honest.
strong lineup. Especially today with
Yeah.
Cody Lawrence, a huge upgrade on Farm
Damn.
Goat Meal.
That is it was too much emphasis on the huge. Too much emphasis. But you're not wrong.
um, yeah, I'm not. Um, yeah, definitely gonna make some big moves today. But it is only gonna be half points, so keep that in mind for those of you paying attention to constructors and combined constructors championship.
Yeah, half points for Cody Lawrence, but you know, if he gets, I mean, 17 points is still quite a bit, so assuming he gets first
Exactly.
place. Nathan Doan, I believe, well, there's a lot of people starting their lap right now. Ethan Patel is one of them. Ethan Patel, I believe, is the first person to start his lap in the Aston Martin. I'm not a big fan of that car. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I tried to be. I tried to
It looks
enjoy,
pretty good.
but see, you know, if you would have asked me that at the start of the season, or hell, maybe even yesterday, I would have lied and told you, yeah, dude, I think that Racing Green is awesome, but I just don't. I'm
Really?
pretty
What's
sick of.
changed between today and yesterday?
I've just matured as a person. I've grown.
Right.
You know, I don't need to conform to other people's standards, and I don't need to
Yeah.
share their opinions. I don't think that car looks very good, but maybe it's just through the screen it looks pretty bad or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe. Let's be a fun little game. What do you think is the best looking car?
So,
Let's do a ranking.
okay, so number one, well, first of all, Ethan Patel goes 108.5. Seb right
Followed
behind
after
him,
Nathan.
109.5. Seb's gonna improve on that. Then Nathan, 109.2. So if I start ranking them, I think I would have to put,
There goes lights.
dang,
100 basically 5.
and where is the Alfa Romeo of Cal? He's not out on track yet. So we're gonna start from we're gonna go down then. So if I don't like the Aston Martin, I don't particularly enjoy. I really liked. I don't know. I really liked the Williams last year. I feel like I like it this year, but oh, Sid, there we go. I just don't know. I don't really care for the Mercedes. I think the black Mercedes looks way cooler. I get the whole silver
Mhm.
arrows thing, and I do think the car looks nice, but I like the menacing black.
Yeah. It was very fitting because of that
Yeah.
era of Mercedes. It was scary when you came against the Mercedes. Speaking of Mercedes, Johannes Ludwig about to finish his lap.
Oh, looks
See
like he
where
had
he
to.
goes. Up to P5, taking off the sandbags.
So
Like I
maybe
said.
he was running full fuel that last time. I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot about this car. The Alfa Romeo, I think
Beautiful.
is the best car, the best looking car in the
Mm.
entire game, in the world, and I don't think it's close either, to be honest.
Really?
I really don't.
Yeah.
I think
I think the Aston Martin would look better if the shape was different. I'm not a big fan of the shape
I just
of
I
the
don't
Aston Martin.
like it. I love the Alpha Tauri as well. Um, and then Ferrari, I mean it's generic and it's basic,
I
but
love it.
it is
I love
it's
it.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
There's no denying that, but the Alfa Romeo has character, it has beauty, it has it all.
Yeah.
And another man who has it all is Cal. I don't know your last name. Oh, struggles a little bit right there.
Cal Labib,
Cal Labib
as he likes
13.
to call
Exact.
himself.
And Eruption 108.2, fastest time so far.
Yeah, but that's not that much. That's not that much faster than Sid, who yeah, again, is looking for a little bit of a bounce back today.
Absolutely. All right, Peter. So if they're putting in low 108s right now, they're gonna get way faster out this Q2. What is the guess for pole time in this session?
In what in this Q2 session or
No, in
the whole
Q3,
qualifying
the
session?
whole qualifying session. You're gonna.
Um, I'm gonna be honest. I've only been focusing on the race because of my ban, but I would yes, just based off looking at some other people's times, what they've set, maybe a mid to slightly low 7. Depends on how the track evolution works out, but I'll say around a 107 of 5 plus or minus a 10.
I think they're gonna be. So you think they're gonna be pretty close to D3 pole time? Because D3 was like
What was
107.7.
D3? Oh,
107.7.
then I'll go 4. I'll go 4. 174.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, because it is a
Yeah.
short track, and there's not. I mean,
Right.
so
Yeah, I'll
it'll be
do
closer together.
107.4 with the under over of a 10th.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. 107.4. It just seems pretty safe.
Yeah. You
But
know, I mean, we have guys here who are insanely fast. We know that, you know, a lot of these people, Eruption, Sid, Johannes when he's on his day,
BuzzGod.
BuzzGod are all really just definitely good enough to be in Division 1 and fighting in at least the midfield to the upper midfield, maybe even the top of D1. So these guys are quick. They can put in time. They're no schlumps.
BuzzGod going through Sector 2 right now in the beautiful red Ferrari.
Yeah, beautiful is an excellent adjective to describe this car. I mean, the shape, the color, it's just magnificent. Really.
It really. Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. So like you have family in Italy. You went to Italy. Like, how big is Ferrari? Like, is it intertwined in the culture? Like, is there a big motorsport culture in Italy just from like what you've personally witnessed, or as BuzzGod does go P2 with a pretty friendly lap?
Yeah, no, that was actually a very good lap from BuzzGod. And you're driving to watch. Maybe I'm not giving my own guys enough. I don't want to jinx them. That's what I'll say. But to answer your question, I go to Southern Italy, which is the motorsport culture is there, but it's definitely more on the mainland and up north, because that's where, as Damien, our first driver to go into the 107s, he's been excellent this season. Yeah, Damien's been very good.
And it's no doubt in part to that Alfa Romeo. I'm sorry for interrupting, but it's just
no, all good.
All right.
Yeah, beautiful car. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Everyone will know Ferrari, and everyone will like Ferrari, even if they don't watch Formula One or are interested. But I'm sure up north, I know Marino lives up north, so maybe you'd want to ask him. There's probably more of a culture for it.
Well,
so it's like when you see Monza, it's a bit of a cult.
Yeah.
You know.
We got B Kush in the chat saying it's pretty big. I just don't know anything about it. You know, I'm not. As Cal goes.
There goes Cal. There he is.
Jeez. Still,
yeah,
still only Damien.
Cal's been sandbagging for 2 seasons with his broken arm or wrist. Don't know which one it was. Yeah, a bit crippled. But now he's taken off the cast sandbag and he's back to full force. I mean, I remember when I heard that Cal was joining, a lot of people were hyping him up, saying he was super fast. And I will say I was a bit of a doubter, because I was like, really, this guy he's not doing great. But you know, now that he's back to full health, Cal is unbelievably quick.
Yeah, he's gotten out of the or see, I wanted to make like a sling joke, but I just didn't know how to set it up. Like I wanted to like say like into the swing of things, but he's not into the sling. But saying out of the sling of thing, it doesn't make too much sense.
I don't think it works very well.
It really
sorry.
didn't, you know. But sometimes you just gotta. That's how you improve. You plan, you tempt, you throw them out there. They just
There
don't
you go.
stick all the time.
Great way to look at it. So it's starting to get cloudy.
That's
I wonder
exactly
if
what
this.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if this Q3 session is going to be raining. Maybe that's why we're seeing sometimes. I don't want to say slow, but maybe not as quick as we were expecting.
Garrett Elder.
There goes
There we
Garrett
go.
Elder. Very satisfying time of a 108 flat. Very flat.
And Johannes, you know,
Big
he's
emphasis on that.
especially if it starts just to drizzle a little bit. Johannes is in good position. He was not looking great at the end of Q1, but
I'm telling you,
here we are.
the ballast, man.
They just
Took off
took
the
him off.
sandbags. Yeah, this is gonna be a real Lewis Hamilton moment. He's just making everyone think that they have a chance. Johannes, our resident Dane, resident I forgot what I was gonna say. Alcoholic, maybe. He loves himself a drink.
Yeah, well, saying loves himself a drink is underselling it, I think, a little bit. He loves to drink. That boy is an alcoholic.
he has his fun. People coming out for their final laps of the session. Eruption. I'm kind of surprised that Eruption is coming out. Actually, no. Actually, looking at how close the times are.
Yeah, they're close.
It's only a 2/10 gap to P11, which is actually his teammate, Dougie Falcon. So he's gonna want to get through to Q3 for his first Red Bull appearance. And Eruption goes around immediately into turn 1.
No
Super
bueno.
unfortunate. They'll have enough time to recharge the battery and go for another lap, but I mean the soft tire degrades fast here, and another question is, will he have enough fuel?
Yeah, that is not what you want to experience. Obviously, he's in the top 10 already. He's top 5, but with margins this close, you can't make an error like that.
Yeah.
Because these guys will eat it up. They're vultures. They'll descend down upon you and just tear your chances to shreds.
So we have the top 4 plus BuzzGod who are staying in pit. Do you think any of them, actually BuzzGod is just coming out now, so the top 4 on the pits, do you think they're going to be safe?
I think everyone in the top 4.
Oh, scratch that. Cal.
Labib.
Is out. So. My bad. Damien, Garrett, and Johannes. Do you think they'll be safe? Or stay in?
Yeah, I think being in the 107s basically guarantees you. And Damien and Garrett are essentially both in the 107s. I'll give Garrett that .001 or whatever. Put him in there. I think once you get in the 108.2s, it gets a lot dicier. I mean, like Nathan Doan is 2.8.
I'm not sure about Johannes.
And so I don't think if he stays in the pits, it's not guaranteed at all. Not even close.
Yeah, Johannes, I think, is cutting it very close. I mean, the gap from himself to 7th is 1/100th of a second. The gap from himself to 10th, just over 2/10 of a second, and that's, I mean, it is a short track, but the 2/10 gap isn't super difficult to make up on your previous time as combined goes into the top 10, but is immediately taken out by Dougie Falcons, who goes P3.
Ethan goes P5.
Ethan does go P5.
Light
and that's
goes
pushing
P2.
Combined further and further down. Yes, he does. The second driver into the 107s. So that is combined probably out of this session. So big disappointment for him. The driver that is very consistently in the top 10. And there goes Eruption, the 107.7. Excellent lap from him in Q2. Really good.
So can he get into the top 10 here? That's the question. He's got to jump Nathan Doan. Prison Mike's out.
He's a 10th up at the end of Sector 1. He's coming towards Sector 2. There's a lot of traffic in
Oh,
his
wow,
way.
there is a
4
lot of
cars
traffic.
around him. They're all getting out of his way nicely. Hopefully he didn't get distracted by them. Coming to the Sector 2 detection line. It's a 10th up, down on his time. Not even sure how to say it. Making the run down to the finish line. Activates that DRS on a line. Short of a line as possible.
Oh.
It just doesn't make. He must have had a poor exit
Well,
out of the last
yeah.
corner.
It sounded like he was losing power there at the last like couple meters.
Maybe he ran out of fuel. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Dang. So, wow. So Sid is out in Q2, as is combined. So a Ferrari and a Merc both out in Q2.
2 drivers that I know that I certainly didn't expect them to be out. I was actually, especially Sid. Sid was doing very well. I thought if there was going to be a Mercedes, that would be Johannes with his pace in Q1.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I really didn't think with Johannes's like 2 point something he was going to be able to make it. Because I was using Nathan as a benchmark, and Nathan was what, like 10 hundredths or 1/100th away. I don't know. I really didn't think Johannes was going to make it, but he did. Sid did not. So Sid, Prison Mike, combined YouTuber, Seb, and Mr. Sandunga out in Q2. So, and then there were 10. We will catch you all in what, like 30 seconds at the start of Q3. Who will take pole position? Will it be Eruption? Will it be Damien? Will it be Ethan Patel? That is the question that we will find out in about now 20 seconds. How long is Q3? Isn't it like
12 minutes.
12 minutes? Okay. So 12 minutes and then we're golden. Well, the 12 minutes have begun. In fact, we're already 20 seconds in. Make it 30 seconds. The clock is ticking. I just want to make it sound a little bit more dramatic than it is. Ethan Patel, for the second session in a row, is going out first. Going to set the standard for the rest of the boys. We're going to see what time he can put up. Will Ethan sneak into the 107s finally? You know, that's I'm hoping for, especially in that ugly car that is the Aston Martin. I do want it to perform well.
All right, so I've just put up a poll asking who's going to be up for pole position today, and we'll see what those responses are. We'll see what the community decides. As top 7 drivers are already coming out for their outlap, so really keen to get some time on the board. They want to make the most of their time in Q3, possibly because rain is on the way. Not sure.
I mean, the clouds do seem to have moved a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, again, it is Brazil, so the weather is a little bit unpredictable. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, I thought Maxime was onto something. So every team except Haas is in Q3, so that is pretty cool.
Oh wow, actually, you're right. Look at that. Only one of our teams, Red Bull. Um, the the tyrants, the villains, possibly of the league, some might say, have two drivers
I,
in the third session of qualifying.
yeah, I would say they are the villains of the league. Um,
Duncan Mechanic, especially.
yeah, Duncan might be the villain, but like you can't have a good story without a villain. There's just that doesn't
There you
happen.
go.
But
Absolutely right.
the other thing about those stories like that is normally the villain loses. I'm here to tell y'all, it ain't happening. Red Bull is gonna win combined constructors. They're gonna
Red
win.
Bulls. Yeah.
They're gonna win Division 3. They're gonna win Division 2. They're gonna win Division 1. Drivers Championships guaranteed for all three of those divisions. I know I'm saying guaranteed and I'm throwing it out there very loosely,
They
but
won't
it's
win Division
guaranteed.
4.
No, they won't. That one is absolutely locked down. But in Div X too, Red Bull, they're just they have the best drivers throughout most of the league. Division
Garrett
4 being
Elder,
unreal. Wow.
107, basically 7. Ian likes to get mad at me when I call like a something 9 to farming it up, but it is. It's a 107.7.
It's a 107.69 is what we got. He got into the sixes. You got to reward that by shouting it out.
Dougie Falcons, newest addition to the league, 107.9 or 87 if you'd like.
Yeah, but when does it end? Are you gonna call eruptions? You're gonna say it's a 120? Come on, man. You can't just round up whenever you got.
No, that's a 119.7.
Okay. Okay, but the other one, dude, I'm calling them 6.9s.
Take the rules of rounding. Like I learned in elementary school.
I'm not doing that. We're calling it how it is. We don't round around.
Johannes, that's a 108.15.
I don't think you learned to round down in elementary school. But here we are. We got a lot of drivers here in the top 4. Or I don't know why I said in the top 4. And the 107s now is what I meant to say.
No.
we did have a lot of drivers in the top 4. In fact, all 4 of them were in the top 4. But now, go on.
No, go ahead. My question's not important.
Well, I was really just just going on rambling. I'm just saying we haven't seen many 107s throughout here. We saw Damien put one in, but then now we're seeing more in the early stages of Q3.
Yeah.
They're starting to come in.
I was just gonna say, what would you call lights and eruption? Is that a 108?
That's a 107.9. That's a 107.9.
Okay. All right. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe I know I'm wrong.
I like to look at the
on the bright side.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not
glass half full kind of guy.
I mean, these guys, who am I to say they did a 108? That's
there you
a little
go.
bit cruel.
There you go. They're doing amazing work.
They really are. Except for Ethan and Nathan and Cal and Buzzcod right now. So the bottom 4, I don't know why it took so long to say that. The bottom 4 is they're not they're a little bit off. Johannes is kind of in the middle ground, but that top 5 into the 107s right now is they're very impressive.
Definitely. We love our two D2 drivers. Sorry, that took a lot out of me to say. I don't know. I really struggled with that one. My only driver on a lap right now actually has Nathan Dillon start his as well. So Al and Nathan Dillon out on a lap.
Dude, I just got a text saying that Eruption fought his ass off to break into the 107s, and you're dancing on his grave, dude. Like you gotta.
I'm sorry, Eruption. It's a 107.9. That's a 107.9 right there.
Oh,
that's Cal.
Cal.
Oh, Cal spins. Yeah.
this is chaos. He luckily he has. I mean, Brazil's such a short track. They have plenty of time to either go into the pits, get new tires if they have new tires. I didn't even think about that. But he's got a lot of time he needs to drop if he wants to be competitive here in this final qualifying session. And Nathan Doan as well, a lot of time they need to drop. And so far he's dropped it is what it appears to be. Nathan Doan going to be a 108.5, improves by, you know, nearly 7/10. 6.5.
Good lap.
But
Yeah, good improvement. Unfortunately, just not enough to move up a position. Just shows how good these drivers are.
yeah, no, they're on a different level. Johannes warming the tires up to start what is going to be the greatest lap in Zoom Racing League history.
Yeah, this is going to be reminiscent of Singapore 2018. I'm telling you, this will be his Lewis Hamilton moment. Every single corner is about to be perfect from Johannes Ludwig.
All right, then Johannes Ludwig to Peter Giordano, take it away.
All right, so Johannes Ludwig, not doing much right now, just driving in a straight line, going across the finishing line to start his lap. Brakes beautifully down into third gear, short shifting up into fourth and then into fifth. Takes turns 1 and 2 beautifully. Hugs the line, but not as much as we've seen other drivers do before. You know, some people like to shave off their time with that. Shifts down quickly into fourth gear, turns in tight up to fifth, now sixth. Going towards this fast right-hand corner that a lot of people love. Double apex, turns 6 and 7, hits both of them beautifully. Little tiny snap, but corrects it. This exit is tricky, but it seems to have nailed it. Little tiny bit wide, but still taken very smoothly. Coming up on the end of Sector 2 into the last real corner of the track. Up into fourth at the apex, as we've seen a lot of people do. Going to hug the line as tight as he can to just shorten the distance to the finishing line, possibly gain a couple hundredths. As Johannes Ludwig into the 107s with a 107.9.
That was a great
and
call.
Spins out immediately. So it was a good laugh. It's a good laugh.
It was a good lap.
Good laugh from Johannes.
Was it his Singapore moment? No, we'll save
No,
that
no.
for... We're not going to put
He'll
that
get
up.
there. We'll save that for Singapore.
Exactly.
Unless
yeah.
Singapore's not on this calendar and being stupid.
I think it might. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
it
it
is.
is. Because I'm pretty sure I was excited when I saw it.
Yeah, same. No, we don't have Singapore. I guess we're just making it up.
But we do have Ethan Patel going from P9 to P4. Oh my god, he got into the 107s.
That's a good lap.
And immediately trying to pull a Rosberg. Don't let anybody else set a lap, dude. I'm going to block their turn 1. What is going on? Why is people finishing their lap and then immediately dying?
Yeah, not super sure what that was about. A bit odd. Who is our next
Eruption!
driver?
Eruption just spun out.
Eruption's has. Oh, you're right. Eruption spun out. Okay. Well, maybe he's gonna do the same thing as last time. Just cross. Will he have enough time to get to the line to start a new lap?
He should have enough time.
35 seconds? I don't know. I know it's a short track, but
True.
is it that short?
I think he has enough time. It might be a little bit close. But right now, our provisional pole sitter, Garrett Elder, he's about okay, dude. He's about a tenth and a half clear. Oh, and he quits that lap, and so he will not be improving. So the 107.69 is the time to beat. Can Damien, Dougie Falcons, Light, Eruption, who can beat that time? Or can anyone beat that time?
Dougie Falcons cannot. Light coming across the line now also cannot, but moves up to P4. Damien Doe going to be our next driver across the line. Let's see what he can do.
And he
And
does!
goes provisional pole with 107.5. Our next driver across the line is going to be BuzzGod. See what BuzzGod is capable of doing. BuzzGod coming across the line
taps
now.
the wall, though.
Didn't see where he went.
8th place.
8th position.
He tapped the wall there at the end. I don't know. We're going to see how close it was, but that wouldn't have cost him too much time. But, oh, I don't... Dude, that may have cost him a P7, honestly.
Maybe. Damien Doe, our pole sitter by 1/10.5. You know, he was not the favorite, only getting 20% of the vote in our poll. So, yeah. Also, I'd like to point out, my initial prediction of a 107.5 was correct until you guilted me into changing it.
Dude, I just thought these guys had a little bit more in them. I don't know. But I mean, that is kind of, I mean, the gap's pretty big.
Down.
I was. I mean, the gap to Garrett's 1.5 tenths, and then Garrett to the rest is 1.5 tenths, and then it's like 4 tenths down the rest of the field. Like, it's just that I wasn't expecting.
I think that just shows. I'm not gonna say D3's a little messed up, but obviously at the beginning of the season on a new game, there are going to be some people in certain divisions who do work harder than not work hard, but adapt better, we'll say, than other people. So you know, I'm sure it'll sort itself out for next season. But yeah, we do have some anomalies, especially in D3.
Yeah, D3.
So I think that just shows that more than anything. Not these guys, because these guys are not slow by any margin.
We're gonna see what they can do in the race. So we saw Light and Fred in the last race have really clean races. They were consistent. They were smart. There wasn't much strategy to be involved. There was one safety car, and virtually, I think, like 17 out of 20 people pit at the safety car. It may have been more. And so we didn't get to see much strategy. It was real cut and dry, just drive until the wheels fall off, basically. And Light prevailed, but can he do the same in Division 2? So far, it's not looking likely. As, is that Crofty in the background? Dude, what is going on?
Yes,
Stealing our flow, bro. Dude, this is insane.
We actually have, looking at the tire strategy, most people starting on the medium tires. We have a couple guys towards not the back, but the middle of the back, we'll say, that 11th to 15th position on the hard tires.
And so, you know, you said you've been doing a lot of race practice. I know you don't necessarily want to give out any in-depth strategy or anything like that, but would you say, you know, starting on the hards is better than starting on the mediums? Or do you think it's the mediums are the play?
It honestly, I'll give it away a little bit in a second. We'll just you know, go over the start real quick.
As they go five lights out, and Damien just goes for a little bit. Does Garrett Elder get a better start? No, Damien has the much better start out of everyone. Dougie Falcons Light also through to Garrett Elder. Ethan Patel is still P5, Eruption P6. BuzzGod gets him into P7. He started P8. Nathan. So Cows, Johannes, and Sid, third down P9, P10. Or so Sid, I must have had a little bit of a moment as well. There's a lot going on there throughout the top 10. Sorry, I can't even think right now. Just information overload. Cody Lawrence already up 4 positions, or 5 positions, really. Garrett Elder down 3. Johannes, terrible start. Yeah. He's out, basically.
Unfortunate. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I didn't see it. I don't know if there was contact. There might have been with possibly Cal. As Cal's now dropping down the order himself. Down into P18, now 19. Johannes takes a spot back.
And this is exactly what happened last race.
Already up into P13, and there's a spun McLaren of Lights. Lights has gone around as well. So Lights is our next driver to get sent to the back of the grid in an unfortunate lap 1 incident. Our top 2 drivers are already a second and a half ahead of Ethan Patel in P3.
And
P3.
that isn't. I mean, Ethan Patel made it up into P3. That is like that's phenomenal. Is that the Red Bull of Eruption is spun out again? He's
Yes,
just
it is.
into turn
Uh,
one. That is he spun out there
I-
in
was
quali as well.
was that a spin or did BuzzGod hit him from behind? I'm not sure. I haven't seen.
Buzz, I didn't see from my point of view. It looked like I didn't obviously I didn't see Buzzcott hit him from behind, but it did look like he just lost it. And we did see him lose in that spot as well in qualifying.
Yeah, he did. I think Eruption just lost it. Watched the stream back, and I don't think BuzzGod hit him. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it looked like a weird spot to spin around. So maybe it was a tap. Yeah, don't really know.
And now, we got some of the fastest drivers here in Division 2 fighting their way from the back. You got Johannes, Light, Cal, Eruption, P19, 18, 17, 15, 14 now. And they're just battling
Oh, and
it
there
out.
goes the McLaren.
Is that Prison
The
Mike?
McLaren of... No, that's the McLaren of Lights and Eruption have made contact. So Eruption going even further down the order. Eruption in 20th place. No, around 8-9 seconds back from Johannes Ludwig. And Eruption goes into the pits. So I wonder, does he have damage? No, he does not. He's actually just fitting the hard tire to go for the rest of the race. Probably just betting on a safety car. He knows that the hard tire can go the distance. We've seen it before, in practice sessions at least. I don't think we've seen it in any of the races. Eruption hits the wall on the pit exit. Don't know if that was damage, but
having an absolutely miserable start to the race. We're only 3 laps in, but and we have what, like 34 laps to go, and it's gonna be a long race for Eruption if he doesn't get this situated. And if we don't have a safety car, it is going to be very disappointing.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at his car. It doesn't look like his front wing is damaged at all. I know sometimes the game, I know last game there was a spectator glitch where it would show the front wing fully intact, but there'd be damage. So I'm not sure if that's the case. But, assuming he doesn't go in again, he's probably fine.
And they've built up, or, Dougie and Damien have built up quite a gap to Ethan Patel, 2.5 seconds. Garrett Elder, BuzzGod on the tail of Ethan, essentially. And Ethan's just holding him back. I don't know if Garrett has the pace to catch up to the other guys, but right now Ethan Patel is doing great.
Eruption goes back into the pits, so he did get damaged. Sorry to interrupt you, but...
No worries at all. That is, from miserable to I don't even know. I can't even think of an adjective to describe that. It's he's bad.
Getting a wing change, going back onto the medium tire. Interesting.
Yeah, he needs, as Garrett's going to go for a move on Ethan Patel down into turn 1. He
already
has the DRS. Oh, he's already being lapped. That is.
So he's gonna maybe we'll see a Lewis Hamilton Brazil moment right now. It'd be that'd be something to watch. 50 seconds back from P19.
I just don't think so. Because they don't do wave arounds in this game. I'm like 99% sure. So I just don't know. I feel like that once you get lapped, you're in really risky business.
Yeah. Someone who's made up a lot of positions already is Cody Lawrence, up into 9th place, starting from the back of the grid. Now getting ready to attack Combined YouTuber, who's also actually made up a few positions on the start. I believe starting in 12. Yes, he did. Now up to 8th.
So you think Cody's progress, now that he's cut through the back half of the grid, now that he inches closer and closer towards the front, do you think his progress is going to slow down, or do you think it's just going to be like a hot knife on butter the whole way through?
Speaking from my own personal experience, at least, it does get it does get a bit more difficult the higher up you go, which I mean is something that would be expected. But Cody is
Different.
he's just insane. He's yeah. So I'm sure it'll be harder, but I don't think it's anything that will halt him.
But we will find out. He's caught up within. He's behind 3/10 to Combined YouTuber. He's gonna have a run on him down that main straightaway, but Combined is gonna have the DRS from Sid, and Sid's gonna have the DRS from Nathan. So I don't know if he'll necessarily be able to make a move just yet. But he might if he gets the move. He's going to burn a little bit of ERS. He's not going to
So Combined might go for a move on Sid. Looks up the inside, thinks better of it, just backs off.
Yeah, see, I think this... Oh, and Combined has a horrible exit, so Cody can just take the position. Yeah, there you go. Cody now up into the P8.
And so while that Ferrari lost a position, the other Ferrari of Buzzcod gained a position on Ethan Patel. Buzzcod overtook Ethan, and Cal and Beamer are fighting in the back, and now Buzzcod inches closer and closer towards Garrett Elder. And Garrett and Buzzcod and Ethan, they're gonna lap. Is that a McLaren? I can't. That might be the McLaren Light.
Yes, it is. Lights has actually also made a pit stop, so he's behind Eruption now. So really unfortunate race for both of those drivers. Lights getting in the way of Buzzcod just a little bit. Not, obviously not physically since he's ghosted, but through corners going through a ghosted car can be a bit annoying.
Yeah, it definitely does mess with your vision, and it does. I know it causes a little bit of dirty air. As Dougie Falcons got super close on that first, that first DRS zone. Coming to the second DRS zone, can he make any moves, or does he try to make any moves? He's not burning any ERS. He's just gonna follow through.
Yeah. Garrett Elder with a significant battery advantage to Buzzcod. So I think the play for Buzzcod right now is to just stick behind, build up your battery, and then use the ERS and the DRS to try to get past. But I'm sure Tom's not too happy about Lights being there right now.
Yeah, it just is super frustrating, but word to Bronson Stafford, if you get rid of ghosting, all would be resolved.
Yeah. Like, I mean, from Buzzcod's perspective, it's like, come on, this back mark needs to move. But from Light's perspective, he's thinking, I need to have as good of a race as I can. I shouldn't have to move out of the way. So it's an unfortunate problem.
Well, I'm here to make a stand. I need Adam Klein in that McLaren call right now, and I need him to tell Light to get out of the way. Park it, slam on the brakes, I don't care. You got to get out of the way. As Nathan Doan has been on the tail of Sid this entire lap. Is Sid going to be double overtaken? They're going 3 wide. Oh, there's a little bit of wheel bumping, and Nathan Doan spins out. There's a lot of contact. Is that Sid as well?
Out of Sid, yes, Sid does as well.
That was, dare I say, idiotic. What do you expect? You're going 3 wide in that turn. It can be done if everyone is so precise, but it just leaves no room for error at all. And there's just the tiny little slip up, and it cost Nathan and Sid down into P15 now. But Cody Lawrence, it gained him 3 positions, and so he's up into P6. He's going to start hunting down Ethan Patel now. So now both Mercedes down 14 and 15th. After we both thought, really, I didn't think Johannes was going to have a great weekend, but I was on board with the Sid. The Sid pick of him having a great weekend, and it looked like he was pretty promising up until that point. You know, not a fantastic qualifying, but not a terrible one. Johannes had a much better qualifying, but both have had just terrible races so far.
Yeah, really just another race to forget, unfortunately, for the Mercedes duo in Division 2 at least.
How much longer until the big man, the big boss, Toto Rivas, makes a call? Gets one of these guys out of the league, man. We got fast drivers waiting on the sidelines. You know, there's the Siggies of the world, there's the OGs of the world. You know, they're sitting in a reserve seat. They're ready to be called in.
Yeah,
Maybe
the
Division
OGs of the
2.
world.
The Division 2 is that combined YouTuber is overtaken by Cal. They're going side by side, but combined YouTuber doesn't have the DRS. He's trying to stick right behind him with the slipstream. Doesn't. I mean, he looked at it definitely. He's gonna have the DRS, I believe, down this next straight, but he doesn't have the ERS or the run on him really. So Cal has the position for now.
Yeah, combined YouTuber with barely any battery, but I mean, combined starting on the hard tire, so he's gonna be looking at the long game. He knows that right now he's not gonna be quite as fast as his medium runners, but once they make that change, the mediums on the second stint, it's gonna be a better tire.
In light,
just depends on how much he can, how few positions he can lose. Maybe is the wording to use. I don't know. I'm struggling to emphasize my point, but I'm sure you understand what I mean.
Yeah, we understand. And Light, I think, got out of the way that time. He's having a miserable race. You know, I think this is what, kind of Thanos was talking about with balance. He finished P1 in the D3 race. He's finishing P20 in this race, barring something, catastrophic.
As Garrett Elder. Garrett Elder dropping down positions. So Garrett now into P7, and looks like he's going to move up to combined as well. Yeah, combined.
Oh,
getting
past
fight
for it.
Williams of Garrett Elder. Yeah, they are fighting actually. Little tiny bit of contact. Yeah. Garrett goes off track a little bit. Hopefully he doesn't have damage. That promotes your driver to watch into P3.
Yep, BuzzGod, the greatest I think we've ever seen, is sitting in P3 right now. And he's out of the DRS range of Ethan Patel, and so I think he's just got to run his own race. And Garrett Elder's, he's getting overtaken by Beamer right now. They're going side by side.
Missing a front wing end plate, I think. I think Garrett's missing the right end plate, yeah. So that's unfortunate. Garrett's going to have to pit. He was having a very good race, really strong starting position. I'm not entirely sure of what happened. I don't know if there was contact with BuzzGod, or maybe he spun into a wall. But nevertheless, I mean, that's never what you want. His license retired, so he's decided that he's had enough.
Yep, hit the showers.
Into the pits.
Hit the showers. Get ready for Belgium. Move on to the next one. As Dougie Falcons in the lead now, overtook Damien Doe. Damien losing a little bit of time. He's now 8/10, or almost 8/10. Yep, definitely 8/10 now. Does Damien have a little bit of damage?
I don't think so. No.
So Damien's sitting at about 60 ERS. Dougie at about 40. So no damage as you reported. So what do you think? So they're on the medium strategy, right? What do you think the pit window is? You think they're going in within the next 3 laps, or?
Yeah, I think it's soon. I wouldn't expect them to go past. I'd be very surprised if they went past lap 18. I think that's probably the last lap that you would want to pit. I'd say it's something closer than that. But yeah, maybe they know something I don't. Maybe they know like a long strategy is better starting the mediums, but
That's what I found at least. So I'd expect within the next 3 laps stage for them.
So do you think what? So now Damien being in second place now, do you think he should go for an undercut, or do you think the overcut is the move here, Brazil?
I think the undercut's definitely the move. Unless Dougie just has a lot in the tank to deploy. I think if I'm Damien, I box opposite of him this lap.
All right. I thought he was going to do it
Because-
last lap, to be honest, but
Me too. I was thinking, all right, because lap 14, I mean, you're not stretching the hards too much, especially that being the hard compound, and you are getting a nice undercut. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought that he would have gone for a gamble. Unless Damien thinks I'll just pit with Dougie and pass him on track, unless he thinks he has a pace to do so.
I guess
With
that's
Eruption in
possible.
the way. Ghosted Car of Eruption could be throwing Damien off a little bit.
Definitely,
Dougie seems
yeah.
to be stretching that gap just a little bit. I think it was 6/10 last lap now. Around 7, so not a huge amount, just a tenth, but it does start to add
Stay
up.
out. He's staying out, so they're
Yeah.
going a little bit longer than we anticipated. Damien lifted off there at the end. Not going to go for it here. And now Eruption can give his teammate DRS. That is, you know, word to Bronson again. Without ghosting, that doesn't happen.
Right. But it is very smart from the Red Bull drivers.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do it. Like, you got to play the cards you're given, and if that's a part of the rules, you just have to use it. But it is, rather annoying.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure Damien won't be too thrilled about what's going on in front of him.
But again, dude, I thought this was gonna be the race where Eruption turned it on, where he put his pace, everything came together, and it's the opposite. I think this is his worst race to date, and maybe that's the turning point. That's what I'm praying for. Is Damien got to go in this lap? Does not go in this lap, and that gap to Dougie Falcons is building now.
Yeah. Eruption really helping out here.
Yeah.
As Cal comes into the pits.
So I'm wondering, how is Mr. Cody Lawrence, how is this going to turn out for him?
Already up into P5, I mean,
On the hard
really
compound
good.
tires.
He's just that guy, honestly.
And he's only getting faster throughout the race, like, so.
Right.
Everything, like, basically from here on out, every single time he does a lap, he should be faster than everyone else on track. And so I think he does really have a good shot here at the win, I think.
Yeah, and the tires here, they don't have a huge drop off in pace. I mean, they do drop off as they wear, but it's not as noticeable as a lot of other tracks. So, and especially going onto the mediums for a second stint, compared to everyone ahead of him who's going onto the hards, his out lap is going to be faster, and the rest of his laps are probably going to be faster as well. As you see BuzzGod and Ethan into the pits.
Yep, and we're going to see, will the undercut work? Will they get any time? I think, what was BuzzGod, like 3 seconds back? 4 seconds back, maybe? So, we're going to see, do they get closer? Are they further away once these guys eventually come into pit? And combined, you two are up into P4. Granted, he hasn't pit yet, but What
So let's
does
see.
Dougie do?
Yeah, exactly.
You see the other drivers pitting,
Damien, our
and they're gonna
championship leader in V2, both of them pitting. So yeah, Damien thinks that he can just he can take Dougie on track.
absolutely baller. I do like that. And Eruption's just gonna go until a safety car, I think. He's just gonna hope and
Most
pray.
likely. But I mean, fields spreading out. Unless someone has their own little incident, Dougie gets a little out of sorts, and so does Damien, as Damien
Dang.
has the wall coming out of the pits.
Does he have damage?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we saw Eruption do the same thing. Eruption hit the wall in the exit of the pit lane and had to come in the very next lap for a lane change.
And Johannes going on the outside here of Dougie Falcons. Both Mercedes going to go for it. You know, these guys are on super cold hards right now, so they're going to be sitting ducks for at least a lap. Sid, go. He basically cut the grass there. That is... The Mercedes are fed up. They are going to go after this move, especially on a Red Bull. Sid looks at the inside, doesn't go for it. Sid needs to have a big run here. The tires are heating up now. They're not there yet, but they're going to be there pretty soon. So Sid needs to make his move, and he needs to make it now.
Sid closing up to the back of Dougie Falcons. 3/10 is the gap, but Dougie is going to just barely have DRS on Johannes ahead of him. Sid, with no ERS in the tank, going to possibly look down the inside, thinks better of it. Maybe he's looking for a better exit than Dougie is going to have going into the straight leading up to turn 4. Sid on the ERS, activating the DRS, but it doesn't look like he's going to have the speed.
He doesn't have the ERS. He's just barely out of reach. But
yeah.
Damien still... He's 7/10 back off Sid, so just having that car between them is pretty big. And hopefully, Damien's now with the cars between him and in front of him, he's hoping they can slow him down. But still, I don't think you want Sid in the way of that right now.
Yeah, and luckily for him, Damien, I don't think he has wing damage, as he is starting to close the gap to Sid as his tires heat up.
And Buzz got 2 seconds.
Yes, he's actually closed the gap. Undercuts worked fairly well. It's actually gapped Ethan Patel by a decent amount. I believe Ethan was only a second behind when they both went into the pits. So, yes, Storm an outlap from BuzzGod.
Oh my days, an Eruption. Does he give... He does.
He does.
That is
he does.
Absolutely
that
ridiculous.
That is quality teamwork.
Absolutely ridiculous. I hate it. I really do hate it.
As Sid has a snap, and that allows Damien to slip by. But yeah, there's gonna be a split on that work between Eruption and Dougie. There's gonna be mixed opinions. Some people are gonna think, "Wow, that's really smart, good for them," and other people are gonna be thinking, "Well, that's not fair."
Well, I guess it's also the person as well, like where he has a history of doing stuff like this. Baku comes to mind. There's a lot that happened at Baku where he's leading the race by about 7 seconds, basically full brakes on the straightaway, lets Sid by, and then also takes out Sid's championship rival, and then it's just a history of like just weird kind of teamwork shenanigans going on, and
yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about it, to be honest.
Sure, that'll be a big talking point. Yeah, it's a bit odd, Eruption helping out Dougie in this way, especially when you think about how it works in real life. He's obligated to get out of the way.
Yeah.
But I think the person who's going to be the most upset about this is Damien Doe.
Absolutely.
Now out of the DRS because of this. And Eruption, who's, as quick as Dougie, they can just pull away. He's just pulling him further and further away from Damien, who, without the DRS, honestly does not stand a chance.
Yeah, and there's really there's zero downside to this at all. So when Eruption inevitably blows up and spins out, there's zero chance he takes Dougie with him, and so it's
Right.
just there's just no downside to it, I guess. And I guess the downside is you don't get very many points, but it's like making the best of a terrible situation. I still hate it though. I still hate
Yeah,
it.
I'll be interested to see what the ZRL stewards and admins think of this. If they'll make a decision to, out of rule change, potentially just saying, "Hey, you can't do that. That's unfair. You're having a bad race. It's not fair that you can give your teammate a good race, and just because of a technicality in the game." So I'm interested to see what happens at the aftermath and the conversations that will go on following this race.
I think they will be absolutely glorious. Sid, Cody Lawrence, and I think that Cal probably has to pit again as well. So those are the three guys that have yet to pit. And we're gonna see.
Did you say Sid?
Yeah, Sid, Cody Lawrence, and Cal.
Okay.
And we're gonna see kind of where they end up. Cody Lawrence is probably gonna go. You think Cody's gonna go for the hard soft strategy?
I don't think so. No, I was actually talking to Cody the other day. I was testing out the softs. We were in a practice lobby, and I was telling him, I was like, "Man, these softs. I mean, they're better for literally 2 laps, and then they drop off." And he was like, "Yeah, they just don't work this game. It's it's unfortunate. They did make it more like real life. You don't really see the softs being used in real life." But it is nice to have some 2-stop strategies sometimes, maybe a risky 2-stop where you can make lots of overtakes. But I think Cody knows that the softs aren't really an option.
Yeah. But the mediums are, as Johannes put them to work against Nathan Doan to go from P10 up into P9. And I mean, that was a pretty good move down into turn 1. And, so Johannes pit, 2 laps ago? Sid's finna pit. Cody's finna pit. I'm really interested to see what the hard starters. I'm really interested to see how they turn out towards the end of the race on those new mediums.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the gap between Combined and Ethan.
It's dropped about a second in the last lap. Combined on those brand new mediums as opposed to Ethan's. It's not entirely new hards, 7 laps old on the hards for Ethan Patel. But yeah, I'm interested to see, will Combined be able to close that gap to Ethan by the end of the race? I'm not sure. 11 laps, 11 and a half seconds, it's a bit of an ask. But I wonder if the tire difference is enough to make that possible.
I feel like, Combined would have to just put in... What was the race where they told, again... Oh, as Johannes goes for another move up the inside of Beamer in the Haas, the Mercedes gets past him. Does he hold on to it? Burns a little bit of ERS. Is Beamer going to just try to stick behind him? He is, but he's not going to have the pace, the grip on those hard tires compared to fresh mediums. A little bit of snap. So we've seen that a lot from Johannes. He's had a lot of snap moments.
Yeah. Earlier, he was talking about Combined YouTuber. You're saying, I'm guessing just based on what you said so far, you're talking about Michael Schumacher when he had to drive, I think it was 19
yes,
quali
laps in a row. Yeah, exactly.
It was the 98 or 99 Hungarian Grand Prix. Yeah, Ross Braun asked him to drive 19 quali laps to win the race. That was a hell of a drive. Maybe we'll see Combined to do something similar.
He's gonna need to if he wants that P6. But do you have the drive to do 19 quali laps for a P6? I probably don't.
It's only 10 laps for Combined.
That is true. It's only 10, but still, it's P7.
He's
to
already
P6.
closed. Yeah, he's already closed another second in the last lap, so who knows? Maybe.
But now Ethan has the DRS on Cody. If he can just stay in that DRS as best he can, eventually Cody's probably going to break it, but just gotta
Cody already on the
hold
back
on.
of Sid.
Sid has to be going for the hard soft strategy.
Yeah, at this point, it'd be a little odd to put on the mediums. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah.
I mean, combined YouTuber is closing in. It is getting close, and Cody Lawrence he's burning his ERS trying to get past Sid, but Sid is just defending like an
Sid's
absolute
defending.
beast.
Honestly, if I were Sid, I wouldn't be doing that. I think I'd just let Cody by, to be honest. Especially with the tire difference. Yeah, he's defending. But you know, I'm not gonna complain. This helps out my boy BuzzGod. Oh.
This is
yeah, Sid
insane.
really defending like a lion. Really
Cody trying
good.
to go wow, dude, this is crazy. He's defending like crazy. This is awesome.
Making it as hard as possible for Cody to get by. He's really eager. As he has a snap hit into the grass a little bit, he might actually lose his position to Ethan Patel as well. I mean, if you're Sid, you just have to go into the pits now, don't you think?
And he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Sid has no battery. He's on
That gives Ethan Patel
old tires. But combined, the gap is now 8.5 seconds.
Yeah, around 8 laps left as well. So obviously it depends on the rate that his tires drop off. But at this rate, which probably is not sustainable, but I'll be an optimist here. I'll say at this rate, combined should catch Ethan. I don't know about pass, but he should catch him.
And so Ethan, I don't know if he has an engineer, but you got to save that ERS, start recharging a little bit so you can defend. But Ethan and Combined, they are definitely going to be caught up with one another. But is Johannes going to catch up to Combined before that happens? And maybe put a damper in Combined's chances at catching Ethan?
Yeah, Johannes, even with that time penalty that he has, he might go for it. As Ethan going for a move on Sid. Sid not using any batteries, so not fighting too hard. He knows that he's at a disadvantage when it comes to tire life, so he's just gonna let Ethan by. Or did he let him by the first straight to pass him on the second?
No.
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious.
He's just staying behind.
That would have been hilarious. So
by
when does Sid pit?
7.5 seconds now.
Oh, that is, dude.
Well, I would
dropping
think now.
like crazy.
I would think soon. I mean, it has to be this or next lap. The gap between Combined and Ethan, now that Ethan doesn't have any DRS, is just gonna drop faster and faster again.
Yeah, it is dropping like crazy. Combined is putting the car
on an absolute tear right now.
Putting it on rails and just flying.
These are Combined's quali laps right here.
10 straight, baby. 10 straight quali laps for Combined YouTuber.
Just 6 more. Already 6 seconds gap as Sid finally goes into the pits. Probably going in for softs. Maybe he wants to take the fastest lap. Yeah.
Will he be
Johannes,
in the top 10, though?
Talking about this recovery drive of Johannes, I mean, spun out on the first lap, all the way up to 7th place. That's really impressive.
And I guess this is where, you feel a little bit for Sid's strategy call. He's not going to be fighting Prismite on the exit. But, Sid and Johannes, they were right next to each other on the same strategy. Or not on the same strategy, but both starting on the hards. And then now, just by way of a pit stop, Sid's 4 places back.
Yeah.
I just don't know if waiting that long
was terribly bad.
Is that a Garrett Elder? It is. Garrett Elder started in a phenomenal position. May finish outside of the top 10.
Unfortunate for Garrett. He's not going to be happy about this. Race to forget for him.
Unfortunate for combined YouTuber, I think, as well, as he had a bit of a moment. The gap was 6
Yeah,
seconds, and it's now
I
7.
was about to say. Interesting. So that's gonna hamper his project. Actually, he actually gets DRS from a back marker of Ben, so that's gonna be helpful for combined in his pursuit of P5. Another pursuit that's going on right now, the pursuit for P3. Cody Lawrence now into the DRS of BuzzGod. Just a couple laps ago, Cody was, I think, 4 seconds behind Buzz.
Yeah, he's
So
absolutely
really
flying
strong
right now. So we're having battles all over the track right now. So going into Sector 3, the battle between BuzzGod and Cody Lawrence, and then in Sector 2 right now between Nathan and Beamer. It's getting tense here in these last couple laps. As Cody has the DRS. He's taking the
BuzzGod just sliding
outside.
him through. Yeah.
Yeah, not much of a
BuzzGod
fight.
knows. Yeah, he knows. I've just seen this now. Duncan Mechanic typing in the chat that it's not expected for many people to fight Cody since he doesn't count for points. So I wonder, is Cody gonna be disqualified at the end of it? Is he just here for fun and then he knows he's gonna get DQ'd? And everyone else will move up a position? Or will he just be in the finishing order?
That is
I don't get points.
bizarre. I really don't know. I didn't know that was going on, to be honest. I felt like they would have told him to retire if it was meaningless, to be honest. That is bizarre.
Yeah, I'm not sure, honestly.
But Sid up
Maxime
into the top 10.
In the chat that Sid with the soft tires, yes, does move up into the top 10. Probably going to be in another position. As he has a tire advantage over Beamer, but Maxime in the chat says everyone will move up a position. So as of now, this is a podium for BuzzGod.
Yeah, but that's the same in the same vein as like who's the technical podium finishers in Hungary last season? It was because Seb was technically disqualified. It was
What?
Esteban.
Oh, in real life.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, not in Zero.
Okay.
Like Esteban,
it was
Lewis, and Seb. But
Esteban. Yeah, Seb. I think it was Signs. Signs
Yeah,
moved
it was.
up into third.
Yeah, dude, like they don't.
Seb got
You don't
DQ'd.
remember who technically got the podium, bro. Seb
Right.
finished P3 on track. Cody's finishing P3 on track.
I thought Seb finished P2 on track.
He may have been P2, whatever it was. He finished on the podium and
On the podium.
and they axed out of there. But no one's gonna. People are gonna count that for him, like unofficially. Yeah. But still, this is a phenomenal race for a lot of drivers. Ethan Patel comes to mind. A top 5 finish in the D2 race for Ethan Patel. That is phenomenal. Carrying Aston Martin.
Yeah, Ethan's been ever since he moved to Wheel.
As Damien's now into P3,
he had a bit of a struggle.
He has struggled a little bit, but Damien has struggled mightily. As Cody Lawrence now passes Damien, he had to have had quite a bit of a moment. As now BuzzGod is within the DRS.
Yeah, that's invited BuzzGod. Yeah. Just so Ethan doesn't get offended about what I'm saying. He was struggling at the beginning. Now he's good.
Yeah, he's doing very well now. So with a couple laps remaining,
been invited, and Damien has lost the DRS to Cody Lawrence. So this could be a potential P2 for BuzzGod if he can get past Damien.
That is a big if. Damien is, one of, if
not
the
the
best.
Fastest.
Yeah. And so it's going to be quite the task to, not only stay within the DRS, but to catch up to him and then pass him it's going to be quite the task. And I just don't know if, with the battery situation, the tire situation, if he's, up to it right now.
Right. I mean, you hear it time and time again. People saying, catching up is one thing, passing is another.
Yeah.
And if you've ever gone go-karting, boy, is that true.
And Beamer passes Nathan, so they've been going back and forth as well. Just absolutely, like, just battling for P9 here.
Yeah. Now, if I were Buzzcut, I would think this is probably his last chance. He has to. I think he has to make the move on this straight. I don't think that he'll have enough speed, as Joe Garner gets an unfortunate penalty that'll drop him down to P14. But I don't think he'll have enough speed just going across the line in the last lap.
He just doesn't have. He's gonna have to have an insane lap, and Damien's gonna have to mess up just a little bit to have a chance at this.
Yeah. I mean, Buzzcut was staying close throughout Sector 2. I think it was just that last corner where Damien's making a big difference. Buzzcut using all his battery, trying everything he can. Both of their regenerative lights flashing.
I think Buzzcut, he's got to be super aggressive on the throttle coming out of that last corner. If he wants a chance
not
at it.
So aggressive.
Well, not too aggressive, but I think if he wants it, he's got to be aggressive.
We actually missed it, but Johannes has gone past combined YouTuber.
Oh, they're fighting right now.
And Johannes is spun, or possibly contact, not sure. Something's happened there, however.
And Nathan and Beamer are still going back and forth as well. This is crazy. So Sid eventually does finish, or will finish ahead of Johannes. Yeah. Where does Buzzcut finish? Dougie Falcons gonna cross the line.
Take an easy victory in
his
debut race. Not the first, as Damien just stays ahead of Buzzcut. But yeah, Dougie Falcons, not the first Red Bull driver to take their debut race in Brazil. Hudson Poole last year was able to win in Brazil on his debut. Not sure if he's the only one, but on his Red Bull debut, I believe Travis Robinson won in Brazil as well.
And Beamer and Nathan coming to, oh, Beamer just missed out on Nathan Doan. If the finish line was like what, like 4 meters further, he would have got it. That is
Garrett
nuts.
Elder just having a stinker, spins on the straight. I don't understand how that's happening. Loses out to Seb and Joel. Probably just upset, really. And the controversial driver of the day, Eruption, crossed the line now. That is everyone.
That is everyone. That was, I mean, I do say it every race, and it's getting a bit ridiculous. I gotta find something else to say, but that was a great race.
Nothing else great.
It just was.
Well, now I'm a bit confused, to be honest. I don't know if we invite Dougie, Cody, and Damien, or Dougie, Damien, and Buzz.
We gotta invite. Oh, dude, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. This is a tough question.
Well, no, I don't even know what to say.
We're gonna converge with the administration.
The administration. Well, I mean, Buzzcut's in the waiting room, so we'll get him in here. We'll get him in here as our P3 finisher. We'll put him in.
All right, yeah, let's bring in the boy. Tom.
Senor Buzzcut, Thomas.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
How are you doing?
It feels warm. I'm very warm right now. It's too warm, man. But yeah, man, it feels good because I know that, and I now know that I can keep up with Damien if I do good in quali. And I don't know, man. Like today, I was just I was too nervous for quali. I just couldn't do it. My foot, I wasn't able to get the traction right, so I got a really bad time and started 8th place. But I just kept it clean and let everybody in front of me make mistakes. Like Garrett, he's a stinker, you know,
Dang.
not
Oh,
me anymore.
yikes.
But yeah. So
When are we gonna see a race victory in Division Two? I think it's come. It's definitely
Two
brewing.
races ago.
Wait,
Campbell Lowry Hart.
dude, I wasn't here. I wasn't
I've
here.
I've won Miami. I mean, it was definitely off pure pace, not luck. But
All right, dude. When are we gonna win one off absolute
Another one.
domination? Yeah, when are we gonna win another one?
let me see the schedule. We're gonna
Next
win.
up, we have Spa.
We're
I don't
gonna.
know how you feel about that.
You see, the last 2 races guaranteed wins, and um,
Guaranteed. Oh my god.
hey, you know what? I'm like a Kota man. I love
That
Kota.
is true, bro.
And probably no more, but you know, I'll take any wins. I'll just take podiums. Honestly, I love podiums.
So with that, is the is has your sight has your goal moved to the drivers championship like fully? Are you fully committed to that? Trying to win the drivers
Yeah,
championship?
I want P2. I've got a.
Well,
Not
P2.
P2,
Come
not
on.
P2.
We want some.
We
We
want
want some
Oh, you want
P1.
ambition.
P1? Oh, okay, man. Let's be real here. I think P2 is possible. Like, okay, I may be able to beat Damien a couple of times.
So yeah, so this is the guy who just said that he can keep up with Damien, but now you're saying P2 when Damien
Yeah,
is
but
our
he's
leader?
also 28 points ahead of me right now.
One stinker. I'm just saying, one stinker,
Facts,
and you're
bro.
right back in there.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Not saying anything against Damien as a commentator, as a team principal.
Yeah,
It can
it is
happen.
possible. Depends how good Dougie does. If he just decides to win every race, he actually may catch up. I'm not even sure if it's mathematically possible, but he's fast. So
You know,
I believe in the Buzz God, to be honest. I think this is your
no
season to
favoritism
lose.
in this interview.
I'm putting it on, dude. This is your season to lose now.
to lose.
Yep, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, that's mean. What the hell?
No,
I
dude.
don't,
Like I'm
I don't
saying,
think you
like you're
understand.
Wait, I don't understand it.
like like you're gonna win. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
He's saying
Yeah.
it's surprising if you lose.
Yeah.
You know, it's 5 a.m., man. Like, my brain's not
Anyway,
really working.
get your rest, bro. Get your
All
rest.
right. Thank you. Bye.
Take care, Tom. All right, now let's get we'll get Cody Lawrence in here. Actually, no, we'll get Damien because he was, I guess, next in line in the finishing order. So, Mr. Damien Doe, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Quali was all right by my standards. I felt like it was hard to find a rhythm, going late.
Pole is all right.
Yeah, I was a few tenths off. So yeah, I still have to find that rhythm in quali. Obviously, a little bit harder in full quali when you're going like one run per session. So yeah, I was just trying to find a groove and eventually found one by the last lap. But yeah, I wasn't expecting pole there, but we got it. And in the race, it was pretty tricky. The first stint on the mediums was pretty good. I was trying to work with Dougie to pull a gap to the other runners. But as soon as I got on those hards, it was pretty bad. I don't know if it was temperature related, but yeah, I just lost pace, and at least I stuck ahead of Buzzcod, so that's all right.
So speaking of drivers working together to pull ahead, what are your thoughts about the Dougie and Eruption working together? I know Campbell wasn't
Yeah, I was not a
wasn't
fan of that
super
of the eruption pulling
excited
Dougie
about it.
along and just giving him DRS and kind of pulling him away from you. I wasn't a big fan of that, but yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, whenever he started ghosting through, it was kind of rough to see my way around and try to keep with Dougie. And on that second stint, when he started pulling him away, I was fine with it. It was pretty smart, They're doing what they can in the certain situation, and that definitely helped them win the race. Obviously, big congratulations to Dougie. He drove really well today. But yeah, it was just a struggle after falling out of the DRS.
So do you think because yeah, there'll be two sides. I guess you and OG are the two sides. You know, you thought it was smart. OG thought it was heinous. Do you think there'll be some sort of rule introduced to counteract that, or what are your thoughts?
Um, I don't really care. I just think that, they'll come up with something. Hopefully, it'll be logical, and yeah, I don't see many problems with it. Just a little bit more clarity and it'll be a little bit better.
All right. Belgium up next. How are you feeling about that? Are you excited? Is it a track you like, maybe dislike?
I always say it's my favorite track, but I feel like I don't really have as good as pace there. But we'll see. Just hopefully can build up the consistency there. Um, some parts of the track can be really tough. So yeah, we'll try our best.
Well, you've extended your championship gap over all your rivals. I mean, you've already had pretty sizable lead, and you're just making it bigger and bigger. So really, really well done there. Do you have any final thoughts before you head out?
Um, I'm just gonna say that um, Dougie's a really good driver, and Cody as well. They're fantastic drivers, and I hope to see them and race them sometime in the future.
Awesome. Very nice.
All right, see you guys.
Take
See
care,
ya.
Damien. Have a good night.
You too.
All
So,
right, let's get Cody Lawrence. Next up in line.
sorry, Peter, you're gonna have to take over. Something's going on.
All right, Cody, how are you doing, my man?
I could be better, to be true with you.
Really, really, why's that?
I feel bad for Sid and Nathan. Lap 9 incident.
Uh,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I could have stayed any lower. I just feel terrible for them because, like, I was trying to go for the position, but I wound up them both spinning. I just hate that, you know.
yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's yeah, it's never great to be reserving and then unfortunately you take someone out, but that's racing, and at the end of the day, there's not too much you can do about it after the fact. But it's nice that you've extended your apologies to them. So good
Yeah,
sportsmanship from you, man.
I feel bad. I really do because I don't even get points from today. I literally was just here to try to run my way through the field, and I wound up uh, being a part of an incident that hey, I don't know if it's my fault or not, but regardless, I don't want it to happen. You know.
Well, whether or not it was your fault, I'm sure. I'm not sure they'll be entirely happy, but I'm sure they'll understand. It's known that you're a great racer, great guy, so I can't imagine anyone being super upset about it.
Uh,
But
like I said, just want a little bit better. You know, wish I'd gone a little better.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, your drive was very impressive today, man. I mean, coming up from dead last up to P2. Do you think a win was maybe on today?
I mean, the Red Bulls played that just about perfectly with the DRS because it was just like literally what I would call two-car tango, just pulling away in tandem, and that DRS is worth 3 or 4 tenths around here. So maybe I could
Yeah.
have got to him without the DRS. I mean, I also came up behind Sid on after pitting. If I got another lap or two, maybe I could have got ahead. But I mean, he put up good defense, Sid. So I mean, no, I can't complain at all for that,
Yeah,
especially
we
especially
caught that
after
on
lap 9.
stream.
I'm sorry.
No, all good, all good. I was just saying we caught that on stream. Sid's defense. That was yeah. I mean, when Alonso said to defend like a lion, that's what he meant. That's
He
perfect
was
example of that.
he did some Checo defense, and as a big Checo fan, I highly rate that.
There you go. I mean,
So.
yeah. That's I mean, you can see Checo as your Discord profile picture. So,
Yeah.
so you're
No.
clearly a Checo guy.
Yes, sir.
I mean, yeah. I mean, not really too much to say unless you have anything that you want to share.
Uh, if your partner in crime in the broadcast booth wants to give a question, I'm all ears.
Yeah, unfortunately, he had to step aside for the moment.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for having me here for a conversation. Like I said, apologies to Sid and Nathan. I absolutely hate that happened. That's the thing I want to remark. Like probably the most important thing to remark, I would say. I mean, my race, I felt like I did a good job, but I could have done better. I felt like, you know. So
yeah, of course, man. I mean, it's always nice and refreshing to hear someone apologizing to you on stream when they're in a podium interview, instead of potentially blaming them for the incident. So really good sportsmanship from you. I mean, as we've come to expect, you're a great guy. So yeah, I mean, I'm not
I
done, but
appreciate it.
I'd
I
be happy to hear the apology.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Go ahead and get Dougie in here. He won this race. Give him the mic. I'm gonna step aside. You guys have a good night. Thanks for
Yeah,
having
you
me.
too, man.
See you guys. Bye
Take
bye.
care.
Bye bye.
Now we have our race winner for this evening. With Dougie Falcons, new to league, winning on his Red Bull debut, sorry, in Brazil. Dougie, how are you feeling after that performance, my man?
Tired and pretty good. No, it was a team effort, shall we say, for that race.
It was certainly a team something, I'll tell you that much.
That's great. We have OG back. Unfortunately, Cody wanted to talk to you, but
Oh,
well,
I'm sorry,
he just came
Cody.
back just a second late. But yeah, qualifying. Who did you qualify? Actually, I'm trying to find that
P3.
right now. P3, yeah. Qualifying P3. Did you think a win was on today? Were you confident? Yeah. Tell us about it.
Well, I did bottle my final qualifying run. I was like, I wasn't gonna get pole, but it was gonna be at least front row. Depending on how I messed up the hairpin, which is the bit before the in the middle sector. And I thought I had good pace-ish. But going into the race pace, I thought it would be a bit better. Holding on, the start was good. That's all we needed to do was get the good start, and we did. Got up to P2 from the start, and then essentially was just holding on until with DRS and just holding back, and then it turned out towards like the middle stint, I felt like he was struggling to Damien was struggling with his mediums a little bit more than I was. So when I overtook him, I started to pull away a little bit, and then fortunately, my teammate he had an incident which was rather unfortunate, first of all, and I dedicate the win to him as well. But it was unfortunate that he had the collision because I think he probably would have won the race. He had a really, really good pace and pretty much was the whole thing to win this entire race, really. So yeah.
Yeah, it's conspiracy theory time, Garrett. This one's for you. Is it a possibility that Eruption went to the back on purpose to grant you
Oh
this win
my
today?
god.
No, he had
Yeah,
a
I'm sure.
collision. 100% he had a
Yeah.
collision on lap 3, I believe. And then he wanted to
Sadly.
retire, but I said no because I said maybe a safety car will come. That was totally not the part of the plan to do the lap thing because you never know, a safety car will come out. And he came out a lap behind us. Fortunately, it was ahead of the pack, the third to like 6 or something. And then but obviously he had really good pace anyway, so he just caught right towards us up, and well, as soon as I overtook Damien, it was essentially just, oh wait, let me just get the position, and then it was orchestrated during the race,
Yeah.
nothing to do with the conspiracy.
Yeah, we've had a mix of opinions on this. We actually had Damien thought it was very smart as your direct competitor. He was actually praising the teamwork between you and Eruption. Myself, I was actually I think it's pretty smart as well what you did. I know OG wasn't a huge fan of it,
It was
but
something.
do you think without that you would have still won, or?
It would have been closer, a lot closer for sure, because Lawrence had a lot of pace on the mediums towards the end. So it probably would have been on the final lap, but still, yeah, I probably would have had the pace. But actually, honestly, it wasn't really that was the main. I mean, it was a part of it. Like the DRS thing was a part of it, but ultimately, it was pitting at the right time, overtaking the Mercedes because I overtook the. I lost about to the Mercedes at the start of the hard tire run, and then fortunately, when I got past the Mercedes, the gap was already beyond the DRS zone. So all I had to do was just maintain that gap of the DRS, and then just try and obviously regain back the Red Bull position. So ultimately, the Mercedes did have some part to play to that, I would argue. And yes, we did do that when towards the end. But if it wasn't for that, it would have been a bit different, maybe. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, nevertheless, you still had a very good race, and definitely a sign of things to come going forward. Next week, we're racing in Belgium. I mean, a lot of drivers love this track. How do you feel about it?
Belgium can be a lottery. I do like it. It's very fun. But like Eau Rouge can be a death trap. And Radion. Puyon can be a death trap. It's a lot. It's very tricky. It's not easy. So we'll see. But yeah, the win was good. That gives confidence to Red Bull, knowing that we're kind of fighting in the constructors championship as well. So yeah, we'll see.
I think that's all for me. OG, you got any more questions?
I don't have anything to add. I just am excited to keep watching you race. You've obviously shown you have great pace. You're a great racer. I'm excited to see more of it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Well, that was it. That was a great race. Peter, what are your final words of wisdom to everyone watching this right now?
My final words of wisdom.
Yeah. You got just
Um,
anything. Spit it out, anything.
yeah, final words of take care of yourself.
All right, take care of
I don't
yourself.
know.
Take care of yourself until tomorrow night.
Watch D1. Watch
Exactly, until we
D1.
watch
There
D1
you go.
tomorrow night. And then, if they don't plug it tomorrow night, next Friday, Division 4, then wake up and watch Division X for lunch, during lunch, whenever you do it. And then, we'll start the weekend and it'll just rinse and repeat. Start watching. You got to watch all 5 divisions if you want to be a true Zero L fan. I don't make the rules, but I certainly follow them. And so that will be it. I enjoyed it. It was fun. And we will see y'all later.